Hello viewers, welcome back to the channel, and a big congrats goes out to all SHS graduates who just wrote their WASSCE and are waiting their results from WAEC. And if you are interested in going to the university this academic year, please go ahead and make the necessary enquiries and purchase their e-voucher and apply if you haven't done that, because waiting for the results to be out before you apply might be a very risky move. So with this particular video titled Tips on How to Pass Your Entrance Exams and Interview into the Medical School or any health science programs like medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, nursing, optometry, medical imaging, midwifery, has been really research intensive because not that much information is provided about entrance exams and interviews at the university's website. And even for the previous years that offers programs, you have to attend entrance exams and interview. Meaning I had to take my time to make lots of enquiries concerning the entrance exams and interview with the various universities before publishing the video to you viewers. So I'd like to urge you to watch this video from the beginning to the end so you don't miss out on any important step with regards to the screening processes. Depending on the university and the program which you applied for, some screening will require you write only entrance examinations, others will require only interviews, and some will require both. So for example, a program like Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, or Doctor of Pharmacy, or even Bachelor of Dental Surgery as of last academic year conducted both the entrance exams and the interview at the University of Ghana. Other programs like nursing and midwifery decided not to conduct entrance exams but only to conduct interview for their prospective applicants. So all I'm trying to say is that it depends on the particular program you are applying for. Some will conduct exams only, some will conduct interviews, some too will conduct both. The list of shortlisted applicants is normally released at the official university website. For example, the University of Ghana, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, or the University of Health and Allied Sciences. So after WAEC has released the WASSCE results, please be checking from the university's website on regular basis for any new announcement with regards to shortlisted applicants invited for screening into the health science programs. So the details normally published on the university's website include your name and your serial number, your exams sitting number and groupings for the interviews, the date, venue and time which the exams or interview may occur, and other additional requirements such as coming along with your national ID, coming along with a print of your proof of application, coming along with a print of your result slip, your receipt of payment for the screening process, as well as personal protective equipment such as your sanitizers and your nose masks for the exams or interviews. Preparations for the entrance examination. Learning should be focused more on your elective subjects back in the senior high school. So for example, if you have been shortlisted to come and write an entrance exams for a program like Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery at the University of Ghana, these programs requires elective subjects like biology and chemistry, and this is where your learning should be focused on. Another program like Doctor of Pharmacy also requires elective subjects like physics and chemistry. So please do a thorough background check on the program which you are writing your exams on. and know what you are supposed to study and prepare for the entrance examination. So these exam types in the screening process normally involves objective questions, fill-in questions, and short essay questions. Your style of dressing should make you feel comfortable when writing the entrance examination. Also come along with all your stationery such as your pens, pencils, rulers, calculators, and erasers. And also don't forget to bring along your COVID-19 personal protective equipment such as your nose masks and your hand sanitizers. So let's look at some of the things you are to know during the entrance examination. And you are to read each and every question carefully before providing your answers to that particular question. The time usually provided for this type of exams is normally an hour or less. So you don't have to waste too much time on one question. Skip and come back to tackle that question if there is ample time to do so. Also try to avoid cancellation and guessing of answers, as the university will check all these measures to eliminate screening applicants. And there is also something you should take note that in the medical school, you don't guess your answers, else you will put someone's life in danger. And you should also take note that providing a wrong answer may also attract an additional penalty. Also avoid practicing any form of exams malpractice on that day, as this is going to ruin all your chances to entering the medical school or the dental school or any other school that has to do with health science. Also remember to write down your correct serial number on the answer sheet. Don't leave right after your exams, as there could be an important announcement shared to all screening candidates. Also feel free to ask the exams coordinators questions if you have any concerns that you want to be addressed to you. Look out for your belongings such as your bags, your phones, and go home to prepare for the next stage of the screening process when you are done with your entrance examination. Preparation for the interview. So after the entrance exams, there's another bigger hurdle on your path, and that is the interview stage. And what you are to do is to take some time to prepare by doing the necessary homework. Look carefully through the university's website and read about the department and the program. Who is the provost of the college? Read around news articles or journals with regards to your field. Example, medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, medical imaging, doctor of optometry, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and others. You should be able to prove to the panel why, example, pharmacy interests you. You should also take note that it should be passion related and not employment or money related. Practicing with some health professionals. You can inquire from a family member or a close relation who is also a health professional to ask you difficult interview questions. With this, you will not be 100% perfect, but you will gain the needed confidence when the D-Day arises. Also, plan your journey in advance. So during the screening process, information is very vital. Make sure you know where the venue and the time the interview will be held. For example, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, the University of Health and Allied Sciences, the University of Cape Coast, or the University of Ghana. How you will get there, how long it will take from your house to be there. Also try to arrive at least 1 hour early and keep contact details of the department or the coordinators handy in case you need to get in touch with them. Bring any documents you might need for the interview. These documents can include your results slip, your proof of application, any form of national ID, and might also include any merit certificates, reference letters, and any other documents you deem necessary to support your application. Parental involvement. Do not involve your parents too much in this screening process, escorting you and getting involved in each and every stage of the screening process, as it can make you complacent and might affect your overall performance. So during the screening process, please try as much as possible not to let your parents get involved too much. And after you are done with your exams and your interview, that is when they can make all the necessary follow-ups on your behalf. So on the D-Day, that is the interview, I'm going to be guiding applicants with some of the things you should take note during your interview into the School of Medicine and Surgery, the School of Medical Imaging, Optometry, Dentistry, Pharmacy, Medical Laboratory Sciences, Nursing, Midwifery, and many other programs that has to do with health science. So you must understand that many senior high school graduates have no experience with formal interviews before going through the university's admissions process. So it's totally normal to be nervous, have a ton of questions or uncertainties about what to wear, what to take along, what to say and what not to say, and what to expect in general. But I want you to know that it is perfectly normal to be anxious during that time, but don't let your anxiety take over the reason why you are attending the interview. Let's quickly look at some of the important things you are to expect during the interview session. University admission interviews typically last for an hour or half an hour, but your interviewer will probably specify how long it's expected to take beforehand. The formats of these interviews vary, so it's hard to know exactly what to expect. So the best advice is to be prepared for any type of interview that comes your way. These interviews are normally casual conversations, and you are to take note that you must avoid answering questions as yes and no, and express yourself to the fullest in your own words. So for instance, the interview panel asks you a simple question like, do patients hold a value to you as a health worker? Then you answer by just saying yes, which is totally wrong and will go against you during the final selection process. The interview panel that normally conducts these interviews includes health professionals, lecturers, medical doctors, professors, deans, provosts, administrators, and college secretaries. So whether your interview is in a university like the University of Ghana or the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology or the University of Cape Coast or even the University of Health and Allied Sciences, the individuals that represent the interview panel will include any of the following: It is also advisable to dress smartly on the D-Day. You already know how important first impressions are, so consider that what you wear will be the first thing the interviewer sees. Besides your beautiful smiling face, you can simply dress formally. Also do well to mind your manners by being polite throughout the entire interview. Greet the panel first. Do not sit until you are told to do so. All this immediately indicates that you are mature, and it's a good tone for the rest of the interview. Be your best self and also come prepared. You need to feel comfortable talking about yourself in a way that distinguishes you and highlights why you deserve to get the acceptance into the medical school or the pharmacy school or the dentistry school or any other school that has to do with health science. Coming prepared for your interview really boils down to knowing 3 things: yourself, your purpose, and the school you are applying to. Also, try as much as possible to be confident and original. Try to give precise and accurate answers, but if you don't know, be honest and say so. After all, no one knows everything. If you don't know the answer to a question, tell them you've not done substantive research on that question and you will have to know in the future. So this immediately informs the panel that you are always willing to learn new things, even if you have no idea about it at first hand. Also do well to suggest new ideas to the panel. Listen carefully to what the interviewer is saying and do not be afraid to ask questions or seek any form of clarifications. If possible, try to initiate creative ideas to the panel on what you will do differently in the health sector if you become a health professional. It's a good idea to come prepared by asking relevant questions about the program which you are going to study in the future, the department, and the university. It is also very important to say a word of prayer for good luck before and after the interview, that God should grant you with more ideas, adding to what you practice if the questions asked gets complicated as time goes on during the interview. Also try as much as possible to eat something light before the interview begins. So these are some of the possible interview questions you are likely to encounter during the interview screening process. And a panel might start by asking you why you decided to choose University of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, the University of Cape Coast, the University of Health and Allied Sciences, or the University of Development Studies to come and read the program which you have great interest in. Why medicine and surgery, optometry, pharmacy, dentistry, medical imaging, nursing, midwifery, and many other health science related programs? And you should know that the reason why you are choosing to read this program should be passion related but not money related. You will also be asked questions on current affairs issues such as who is the Minister of Education, who is the Minister of Health, what is the current statistics of the COVID-19 pandemic in Ghana, what are some of the newly developed healthcare centers in the year 2020, and many more general questions. Some of these questions can also assess your ability to think and express yourself. For instance, do you think the university education should be free? If yes, why? If no, why not? If you are to fill the shoes of the Minister of Health, what will you do differently to reduce the rate of infection of COVID-19 disease that has hit the country hard? What do you think may have accounted for the low death rate of COVID-19 patients in the country? What do you believe to be some of the most pressing health issues today, and why? You may also be required to answer some ethical questions like, how would you feel about treating a patient who has tested positive for COVID-19 or HIV? A patient refuses treatment for a lifetime-threatening condition. As a health professional, how will you handle this situation? You are a medical student at the University of Ghana or the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. One day, in the teaching hospital, you see your fellow student who happens to be a close friend putting medical equipment in his or her bag. When you ask, he or she lied to you and told you not to let anyone know about it. What will you do? So continuing with the questions about ethics, you have been in the medical field for over 30 years. Your son or your daughter who is qualified decides to donate his or her organ to help out a friend who is on life support to survive. What will you do? A 13-year-old patient reveals to you that he or she is sexually active and that the parents are not aware. What will you do as a doctor of that patient? Is it ethically acceptable for healthcare workers to go on strike? What will you do if you saw a colleague making a mistake with a patient's medication? So there are possible ways to tackle this type of questions that involves ethical values. And you should take note that there is no right or wrong answer with this type of questions. You must make sure to analyze the risk of the situation at hand. Understanding the legal aspects of patients' confidentiality, understanding the code of conduct of health professionals. And you should also take note that these are situational questions that want you to consider what you would do in a practical situation. And also try answering these questions by putting yourself in that situation and why you will or you will not do that. So I'd like to thank you viewers and my subscribers especially, and if you know you have not subscribed, please do so and don't miss out in any vital information with regards to university admissions in the future. And if you know you have any friends or family relatives who applied for any of these health science programs that requires entrance exams or interviews, please do well by referring this video to them so that they can also take time to watch and understand how the entrance exams and interview selection process works. And if you want any clarity with regards to university admissions, please feel free to drop down your comments or questions. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.